Hello and welcome to Sociology 210 83 OLB here at Randolph Community College. I know we're not quite to the census date yet, which is tomorrow, the 20th by 11:59, but I thought I'd go ahead and record this. I have your syllabus open here from Moodle, and we're going to talk about a few things that are really important to me, and I'm sure they'll be important to you. This is an 8-week course, so it goes very quickly. If you look on your syllabus here, you'll see we are using OpenStax. We're using the Intro to Sociology. Now, on the PowerPoint slides that I have provided, you will notice that they are from the 3rd edition. I only do that because of the updated statistics and data that occurred because of COVID-19. So your bookstore will have the access code for the 2E. That's fine. The quizzes that I use, which are minimal, you only have 2 sections, 1 quiz at the end of the semester. They will come from the test banks. Doesn't matter. You only need the text 2E. Okay, let's get started. All right, as I said, your census quiz, syllabus quiz, is due no later than tomorrow, the 20th, at 11:59. So let's go through what each week will mean. But first, let's talk about the breakdown. So I'm going to scroll down to the very end and give you what we'll be doing this semester. We're going to talk a little bit about some real important things, but let's talk about the grading first. Like that's not important, right? Okay, your evaluation is on forums, 33%, and for your forums, I want to know what you think. Now, occasionally, you'll have some statistics to look up. I've created this course so that it is about you reading the text, doing some online searches, and then talking about it with each other. I tried to kind of simulate what it would feel like if we were having a face-to-face class. So you'll have the forums. Remember, for all forums, you must post one time and respond to another student for full credit. A lot of people ask me, why didn't I get full credit? It's because you only post. Now, let's talk about the forums and how to do them. Please don't post to these forums at 11:59 on the due date. That doesn't really replicate what it would be like to have a conversation. Let's get it done early enough so that the other students can find a forum to talk about. Now, over the course of the semester, I've changed the forums. I've learned this new trick. I really like it. It is doing forums in a blog format. I really enjoyed it. I used it the first 8 weeks and I asked for feedback. I got a lot of positive feedback. So you'll notice after the first forum, your forums will change a little bit and they'll be more like a blog. So it's a little harder for me to grade, but I enjoy it because it's more like having an in-class conversation. So like I said, 33% is the forum contribution to your total evaluation. You'll see that in your grade book. Papers. We have a lot of journal reflective papers due in this course, and those are worth 65%. But additionally, if you get help from the Writing Center, I did post the RCC Writing Center hours at the top of the syllabus, at the top of Moodle, for this semester. I want to remind you, you do not have to go to the Writing Center. Look on the schedule and see who's working when, and you can simply email them your paper as you start or the assignment, restrictions, guidelines, whatever, and they will help you just like that. And they'll send it back to you with suggestions. It's really nice. But if you're on campus, which a lot of you might be, then you can go over there and get help too. They're great. So I've set your grade book up so that you'll see I had to play around with it. I got some help from Distance Education back in January. You'll have a course grade, and then the course grade plus the 3 points towards your total grade. So if you have, if your whole grade ends up being a 90, then going to the Writing Center will give you a bump of 3 extra points. It's still an A, I know, but you know, they're great, and if you don't know about them, it's a good way to find out. Okay, so like I said, those papers are 65%. You have the one quiz. It is proctored. It is at the very end of the semester. It's only worth 2%. I did that because a lot of students who have school-issued computers have trouble with proctoria. So if you've got a great grade in the course, then it won't affect you if you have problems. Or some of us are just not real good at standardized tests. I know, believe me. Been there, done it. So that's all we need to talk about as far as the evaluation is concerned. You got 33% on the forums. Get them done early enough. They will switch to a blog-style format. You have 65% in those papers. And you can get help from the Writing Center. It adds the 3 points to your grade one time. I know a lot of times people want to keep going to the Writing Center, and I don't blame you. I love them. But it's only going to be worth three course grade points. And the 2% for that final quiz, which is on, I think it's chapters 15 and 16. Yes. All right, let's go back up. See if anything else that's very important. You do have remote proctoring. You've got your attendance policy. You need to stay in tune with an online course, especially an 8-week course, goes very quickly. And, I better read this before I go back up. I do not have any makeup late work policy. I feel like life happens. People know how to reach out to me. I have included at the top of Moodle and the top of your syllabus my phone number, which is a business cell phone. You can text me or call me. Make sure you tell me which class you're in so I know I can jump right over to your syllabus real quickly. Or tbcox@randolph.edu. My name, I don't know that I said that. I apologize. I was focused on getting started in this. Dr. Teresa Cox here at Randolph. I will talk about me a little bit more at the end, whether you want to or not. Okay, week number 1, which we are dead in the middle of. All work due by the 23rd. All of your work will be due in most cases. I think maybe the final quiz might have a little bit different date because of the end of the course. The 23rd, which is Sunday night. So we've got readings, chapters 1 and 2. You'll have readings every week. And we'll have the forum discussion, which is the relevance of sociological research methods in today's world. I want you to focus on ethics and reliability and validity. Once you look at the chapter, now this is from chapter 2, once you look at that, you will be able to talk about it. Look up the key concept, words, the definitions of ethics, reliability, and validity, and how that's applicable in sociological research. It's important to link it back to that. Your written assignment is a reflective response. Now, most of your assignments this semester will be reflections. I do not want you to go out and cite a bunch of research papers or other work. If I wanted to know what ChatGPT said to me about how sociology relates to my life, I would go use it myself. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to write me a paper that says, after I looked at chapter 1 and what sociology really is, I realized that sociological impact of things in my life are how I get along with my friends, how I handle myself in school, how I view things. And believe me, sociology is a real life-changing course. So I did get a couple of, and I'm sorry, today's the 19th, so obviously some of you have already submitted some. If I haven't graded it, you might want to take a look at it, because I need to have papers that reflect what you think, not what the internet thinks. That, that violates the academic, it's actually plagiarism. So let's don't go there. If you think you might have done it, send it to either me or over to the Writing Center and see what they think about it. And there's always a chance to redo it. Let's don't do that. So anyway, so you've got that for this for this week, excuse me. Next week, culture and society and social interactions. Okay, so next week you've got an open forum on who you are. Once you look at the chapters, you'll see what I'm talking about. Everybody has different roles, and we switch them. I've got 4 dogs, so sometimes I'm a dog mom. I've got cats. I'm an instructor. I'm a reader. I am a community volunteer. I wear different hats. You wear different hats. So I want you to talk about that. So this is that will be your first one that looks like a blog. Who I am. I'm a sister. I'm a mother. What are you? A girlfriend, a boyfriend, a parent even. So you talk about that. Your written assignment is a fun one. Chapter 3. It's about culture. So I want you to give me a visual, pictorial, or you can copy and paste, a cultural artifact. Now I want you to find something. Randolph County, something North Carolina. We've got the zoo. We've got all the things they uncovered at the zoo. We've got Town Creek Indian Mound. We've got a lot of African-American Black representation. The old schools, the old textile factories. You can do it on anything that relates to you. Link it back. It's a really good assignment. I feel. No 2 assignments will be alike, and it'll be fun to do. Copy and paste the pictures. I want you to learn about culture a little bit. So you've got a written assignment, you've got a forum. Chapters 3 and 4. Week number 3, which is ending on the 6th of April. Our topics, we got a good one. We've really got a good paper, and I'll tell you about that. I've got a sample that I've uploaded. So your forum discussion, I want you to talk about any organizational structure. You can look it up. A lot of people like to do the YMCA, United Way, a Randolph County school, RCC, your school, your high school, if you happen to be dual enrollment, small businesses here locally, large businesses. I noticed a lot last semester, a lot of people did churches. I was fascinated. Organizational structure, who's in charge, who's underneath, how decisions are made. It's really a fun excitement that helps you kind of understand the structure of organizations here in the United States. But I want you to focus locally. All right, for your written assignment, group work. Have you ever been assigned to a group? I've written one and I've uploaded it to get you started. Again, this is you. You don't need to cite references, but if you use anything other than this textbook, I need to know about it. I mean, I'm not sure why you'd need to for this assignment. I was assigned to work in a group, fill in the blank. What's that like for you? What social dynamics falls into play when you're talking about group work? And is it a good experience? Was it a good experience? You can talk about it. It can be a team. It can be sports. It can be working on a community project. It can be on a paper project in school. Anything that you found was representative of social dynamics. That's the important thing. All right. Now, on April the 13th, you have a one-time chance to just do one chapter, because this is a very important and a little bit difficult to grasp chapter. It's chapter 7. Again, that will be due on the 13th. That's the week before Easter. And deviance and social control. People think, I remember the first time I took a course in deviance, I was like, wow. I thought deviance had one definition. No. Deviance is at the top. There's a lot of things that fall under deviance that are not criminal behavior. There's a lot of necessary deviance. Yes, criminal behavior is a form of deviance, but not all deviance is criminal behavior. So we're going to focus on just that one chapter for this whole week. So in chapter 7, you will read the chapter. Then you'll have a forum discussion. I've given you a cue. Is deviance necessary for social change? Think about things. Look the definition up in OpenStax, not ChatGPT. What social change is. Think about it. Women's right to vote. Abolition of slavery. There's a lot of things that are social change. And a lot of people were seen, civil rights, a lot of people were seen as deviant who participated in, well, we'll call them protests, but it was actually demands for better treatment. So I want you to think about that. It's just a forum discussion. It's set up like a blog. Is deviance necessary for social change? That's up to you. That's up to you. I know a lot of people say no, but read what deviance is first. Okay, so for your written assignment, I want you to watch a documentary on crime and society. So your paper, written assignment, you're going to go on to YouTube and type in. Now, if you don't want to watch a crime documentary, then go to YouTube. Up in the search bar, type in a specific form of deviance if you don't want to watch crime. And you should be able to watch 15, 20 minutes. Now, this paper should be 700 words. You're not limited to that. I know last semester I had somebody turn in 10 pages. They got so involved in a crime documentary, they just wanted to share the whole thing with me. And of course, then I had to go watch it too. So I guess I spent some deviant time watching something I didn't really have time to do. So you're going to write about a specific form of deviance. If it's a crime documentary, if it's a crime, if it is an ongoing crime. I'm fascinated with white-collar crime and how many people get away with it. That is certainly a form of deviance because they're stealing from me and you, like banks. Okay, so you're going to upload that. This should be your words. You're going to watch the documentary, copy and paste the YouTube link so I know where you went to get the information. All right, April the 20th, that will be Easter weekend. So keep in mind, I've kept the assignments relatively simple. Okay, so you can spend time hiding Easter eggs or eating chocolate bunnies, whatever you do. All right, that's chapters 8 and 9. So it's global inequalities and media and technology. All right, I had this question in the class last semester. It struck up a lot of discord. I thought about taking it out and I'm like, nah, I want to see what happens here. So your forum discussion will be analyze social stratification in fill in the blank. So you're going to go to Google Chrome, up in the search bar, social stratification of, I chose Siler City because that's where I am from. I also did Ramseur because I lived there as a kid. So put social stratification of Ramseur, North Carolina. Social stratification of Erect, Randolph County. Pick a town. Copy it. Put it into your document. You should be able to find the link or just name the town. Bennett, North, I don't care. But they'll all be different. Then give me a couple of paragraphs about, analyze it for me. It's going to tell you median income, housing, how many people, the breakdown, the ethnicity breakdown. Tell me about it. You know, what does everybody do? Are they college educated, high school? Tell me about the town. Simple. Okay. Then you're just going to talk about that in a forum, post your information into the forum, and then respond to somebody else. Same thing. Easy. It's an easy one. All right. Okay, here's that assignment I threatened to take out, but I left in. A short paper, 300 words. I'm sorry. I just was thinking about some of the papers. I can't believe you put that in there. Should the U.S. government be responsible for providing all citizens access to the internet? It's just a question. Don't look it up. There's nothing to look up. Read the chapter on media and technology. Read it. Yeah. And then tell me what you think. I don't want to know what ChatGPT thinks. I want to know what you think. I believe, well, I'm not going to tell you what I believe. I don't want to get going. But I'll get you going with that one. All right. So it's only 300 words. Okay? It's a short paper. And here's why I think that. My grandmother, and, you know, use any details you want to. Okay? Just don't use ChatGPT and don't copy some internet page. Please. It's plagiarism. I'm sorry. All right. Week number 6, closing in. April the 27th. Global inequality. That's different than United States, obviously. Race and ethnicity. Okay. We're going to, in a forum discussion, which is set up like a blog, you're going to talk about unequal relationships in your community. What does that mean? We've got poor people over here, rich people over there. We've got poor people living out in rural areas. Tell me about that. Do they have access to the same thing as, let's say, wealthy people living in rural areas? How about middle income people? Tell me about unequal relationships in your community. What does that mean? And what challenges, you know, is there public transportation? Is there anything like Meals on Wheels? Explain that to me, you know, what you think and what you feel after you read the chapter. I'm not asking you to look up things in other countries, even though it is global. But remember, global encompasses local as well. All right, for your written assignment, I want you to go to Google Chrome, not ChatGPT, and type in an ethnic group experience. Anything. Native Americans in Cherokee, North Carolina. How migrants are treated in Texas. Look up anything that talks about a particular ethnic group and what differences they might experience. Okay, you will have to look up something. You will have to find the information. I want to know in the bottom under citation and references, I want to know what exactly you typed in that led you to write about your opinion of what they experience. Pretty simple. If you're unclear about how to write such a paper, it's only 500 words. Send the assignment and what you've got started on to whoever's on duty at the Writing Center. They'll be glad to help you. All right, closing in. Yay. Week number 7, gender, sex, and sexuality, aging, and the elderly. So this is chapters 12 and 13. We're going to talk about gender identity and challenges facing the elderly. You can think back to what we were talking about with inequality a couple of chapters ago when we do this one. You want to watch a documentary about gender identity. I have uploaded the documentary for you. You're just going to write about your thoughts, your feelings when you watch the documentary. Simple as that. I know a lot of you have experienced such situations in your family, and I expect that those folks who it touches a little differently will write their paper a little differently. Well, we'll get to that in just a minute. Let me go through and finish. All right. Forum discussion, which again will appear like a blog. I want you to talk about challenges that elderly community members face. Their reliance on family members, church members, community. What challenges do they face? If they fall, do they have ready access to health care? I mean, is it finances? Is it social support, community support? Tell me about it. In general, what kind of challenges you feel like elderly community members face? And you can choose somebody in your family if you want to. All right, down to it. So, chapters 15 and 16, that is all included in May 5th through May the 12th. That's your final. You will not have any forum discussion. You just have 40 multiple choice questions. I've chosen 20 from chapter 15 and 20 from chapter 16. And it will be proctored. Make sure that you have good experiences with Proctorio because we're down to the wire on this. We will be at the last day, and you know how that is. We got to get grades in. We got to get ready for graduation. Get the exam done before the last day if you've had troubles with Proctorio before. And that will be the last assignment that you have. Okay? Now, let's back up just 1 minute or two. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Let's talk about that 65% of those papers. As I said, I do not want you to put in a search in Chat GPT and print it off. I don't need polished work. I need work. Sociology is an important course. It teaches you how to be a better member of society. And if that's not important, I don't know what is. I do have a couple of things you must do with all papers. You must insert your name at the top. I will deduct points. You must insert paragraph breaks. It doesn't even have to be indented. Just, when you take a deep breath, give me a space. It's very hard. I don't require you to double space. The MLA, APA style, that's your choice. I don't mind. But I do, if you're writing 700 words, which you are in some of these, not pages, words. I said that in one video. It's like, oh, Dr. Cox, no. Anyway, I want you to be able to understand academic style of writing. You know, I mean, why not, right? It's a good opportunity. But in these 700 words, 300 words, or 500 word papers, and in some I didn't even give you, whatever it takes you to get it done. But week is week, of course. Single space, double space, but insert paragraph breaks. The writing style, I want you to write from first person always. I think, I feel, I believe. It seems to me, those are phrases that should appear a lot in all of your writing for this course, because it lets me know that you're reading the chapter, processing the information, and applying it to real world scenarios. Will your writing be perfect? No. And I'm glad it's not. You write it as though you're writing into a diary. And I know a lot of you probably don't know what that means. Write it as though you're writing a journal. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. Okay? All right. So, pretty good restrictions there. They're kind of loose. Did I say I wanted you to chat GPT searches? No, I can do those. I have the professional instructor version. I have paid for all these wonderful, was GPT-0, all these scanners to, you can't bluff me on stuff like that. I've been doing this a long time. I understand. You're not fooling me. All righty. So let's talk about your grade. I have to get grades in within 15 hours of that final. So make sure you get everything done. Please don't ask for an extension. I can't do that. Not at the end. Not in May. If you don't get your work done, if something comes up during the semester, then we'll just have to, we'll deal with it incomplete. But I can't do extensions. There's a hard, fast rule on getting grades in, even if I have to go change them later. Okay. All right. Dr. Teresa Cox, I'm sorry if I missed saying that in the very beginning, and I could re-record this, but nah. Let's see. I have been with Randolph Community College since May 2004. I'll tell you how I got to that. I went to college later in life. I went to college many times. But the first time I went to cooking school in New York, which was fascinating. How do I use that? Well, I made breakfast this morning. I don't know if that counts for anything. I did find out a lot about various cultures, and it really piqued my interest on, the culture of food. It really is the culture of food. I have a book in the pantry here that's called that. It's fascinating. I took that course at UNCG, which leads me to that. I went to UNCG in, late 90s, and I got a degree in exercise and sports science and nutrition. I'd already done the cooking school thing, needed nutrition. I graduated, rolled right into the Masters of Cardiophysiology, and stayed with that until UNCG created a master's program in gerontological counseling and nursing. So I rolled out of the cardiophysiology and rolled into that. It was a brand new program, and I graduated and came to work at RCC about a week later. I taught for the summer school of the year I graduated the master's. I was thrilled, to work for the community college. And while I was there, I started the doctorate in education, kinesiology focus. And it dragged on for a long time. I was perfect with coursework, maybe not so perfect with dissertation, but I saw an opportunity down the hall from where Dr. Arlen's office is now, saw an opportunity to get a postmaster's degree certificate in community college teaching from North Carolina State. And I said, oh, I need that. So I got that. It's great. It was a great curriculum. And still haven't finished the dissertation. And after I graduated that, wouldn't you know it, there's another. That hall going down toward HR and Dr. Arlen's office has cost me a lot of time and brain cells. There was another one, a master's degree in sociology from Appalachian State. And, you know, I hadn't done enough college, so I got a master's in sociology from Appalachian, and I was like, wow, that was really a life change. I should have done sociology from the very beginning. So, yeah, right. And then I finally finished the dissertation. My mother needed me. And because she needed me, my dad needed help. So I took a long time to graduate the final of the dissertation, and it did take many extensions. And so when my mother got really, really bad, I left RCC full time and came back adjunct, teaching PED, college transfer, and then switched over to teaching sociology a few years ago. And I work for Wayne Community College. I teach several of their sociology courses, and I teach for Brunswick. So I'm kind of all over the place. I worked 23 years as a wellness director for a retirement community, Quaker community here in Greensboro, Friends Homes. And I like to camp. I have 4 dogs and 3 cats. 2 cats are mine. One of them is I'm homing her. I feel like she has come home, but I'm telling myself she's just homing here, fostering here. And what else? I do like to cook, obviously. Went to cooking school. And that's about it. We're about 40 minutes into this, so sorry about that. Text me, 336-509-9918. Let me know what course you're in. Let me know what questions you have. You can call me if you need to. tbcox@randolph.edu. I try to answer, I will answer emails within a few hours. Most of the time, a few minutes. For text, for sure. I think it'll be a great semester. I've set it up so that you can learn a lot, but you will have to do a lot. But the bar is set at expecting you to do your own work. It's so important. All right. If you need me, reach out to me. Again, I'm here. Let's do it. Have a good one.